Hey guys, I'm still here. I want to talk a little bit more about the ant today. We saw Solomon yesterday drawing a comparison between the ant and the slug, and the ant was one who was passionate about his work. He had a smile on his face when he went to work. He connected with people at work, and work for him was a blessing because he had it in his head. He draws a comparison with a slug. A slug is exactly the opposite. A slug is sluggish, and he slimes his way across the floor. He's got no friends. He has no direction. One minute he's going like this. If you follow a slime trail of a slug, man, he has no clue where he's going. He's this way, then he's that way, and then he's this way. And then some hawk comes out of the sky and says, I'll have you for breakfast. You know, a slug is a miserable person. A slug is someone who can't stand getting out of work, who takes his work back into his home and he's miserable about it. And he's complaining about it to his kids and to his wife. Who on earth wants to hang around somebody like that? Who wants to hang around a slug? All because the psychology in his head has let him down. Now, the reason that we're talking about slugs here is that we're talking about the transition that takes place between an antish attitude and a slug attitude. The slug is always on his own. There's no comradeship in slugs. Every man for himself. Every man to do his thing and to whine and to get out of it what he possibly wants. And I guess that's to be expected because he's a slug. Some people look at their careers and they say, why do I want to do this? Well, it's a question we all have to ask, isn't it? But I want to remind you that your career is something you do to make money. You do have to have money, take nothing away from that. But it's not as great as your calling. And when you combine your career with your calling, boy, that's a powerful thing to do. That means every day you get up and you go to wherever you work and you say, my career is one thing, but it will never, never compromise my calling. My calling is to be what Jesus wants me to be in this situation. My calling is a place that you come to make a difference. A career is something you do to make money. Your calling is something you do to make a difference. And when you change this, get out of the compartments that we have, where we have a secular world and a spiritual world. The secular world is how I make money. Don't tell me how to make money, Trevor, because it's dog out there, and I got to do this, and I might have to do that in order to make money. Don't give me a hard time about money. I need it. And yet, if you take him out of that box, you say, well, throw the box away. Let's put you into the box of the spiritual, where everything you do is spiritual. Whether you work, whether you talk, whether you play, what you do, what your hobbies are, is all spiritual. And if you can get out of the boxed up life, the compartmentalized life that we have, and out of the compartment of feeling miserable about having to work, into the compartment of taking your work into your calling, what a difference that makes. What a huge difference that makes. To know that you are there, not to make money, but to make a difference. You teachers out there, those kids need you, not just for academic purposes, but you are mentoring them and you don't even know it. What you say and what you do and what you become is being watched by those little eyes. So be careful you do it well. Do it well with the right attitude. You businessmen out there, other businessmen are watching you saying, hey, he goes to church. Oh, he's the guy Norwegian said this church. He's got his hands up raised on a Sunday, and he must be a Christian. I've seen him at church, but I don't want to do business with the dude. You know, he ripped off some other guy down the road, and man, I don't get it that his secular world and his spiritual world can be so distinctly different. People. It should never be like that. Your calling is bigger than your career. Your career, you do to make money. That's good. We need that. And we need to work well, make wise decisions. But it should never, ever be bigger than that which God has called you to do and to be a witness to the world around you. People are watching us, Christians. People are watching you everywhere you go. When you stand in the queue at the bank and somebody jumps the queue in front of you and you have a thrombosis and you have a meltdown, you have a temper tantrum, I've got to tell you, word is out. Word is out that guy says he's a Christian. That guy went to church the other week. I saw him there. And now look at him. Your testimony has been trashed because you don't know how to work well. So let's work with integrity. Let's work with a smile on our faces. Let's work with a great joy, because when work is something you do because it's your calling, and any form of work can be that. It's not just for people like me who stand up, we preach sermons, and we do other stuff. And you say, "Oh, you're called." No, I'm not called, more called than you are. We're all called to serve God. We're all called to be a distinct difference in the community where we are. So let's combine our boxes. Let's combine those compartments. Get out of your secular box and get into the spiritual box. Take everything with you and do everything, as the scripture says, as unto the Lord. Your boss is not your boss. God is your boss. Never forget that. Have a great day, people. See you soon.